Question for the podcast. Shout out Cameron Bradshaw, by the way. Unbelievable profile picture. We're going to click in. We need a closer look at this profile pic. When working form, at what point do you start working form at high speed in order to really plant the technique at those speeds so that form doesn't go out the window when pushing the pace? Great question. The way that I would answer that is let the speed come organically and add it in very, very small like spurts. So the way like we're doing June, for example, for the riding program, there is no speed added into there at all. You're supposed to spend 70% of your riding, 70%. So just about 3/4 of your riding is to be done at 50% perceived effort. That's it, 50% effort. The other 30% of your riding is no more than 70% effort. So that means that the speed for the month of June is essentially irrelevant. But when you start to really hone the technique and get really, really comfortable, you will find small parts on the track, like the entry of corners, where you can carry a bit more speed and it doesn't feel like things are coming at you a million miles an hour. And you'll know when that's appropriate because you won't feel like you have to focus on 16 other things. You'll basically be like, oh, well, you know what? I feel pretty darn comfortable right here. Let's just flow through a little more speed. Let's just get off the brakes 5 feet earlier and see if I can carry some more roll speed through here. It might feel slightly uncomfortable the first time you do it, just slightly. Shouldn't feel out of control. And once you do it a few times, that speed becomes automatic. Next thing you know, you've saved 0.3 of a second in that section. You start doing that in the 20 corners on the track. Next thing you know, you've got 3 or 4 seconds that you've gained. So gaining time coming out of the corners a little faster, pushing through the obstacles a little bit quicker. It should only happen, again, when you have that part of the track so dialed in and the technique so dialed in that it almost, you start asking yourself the question of like, okay, what now? If there's anything else that you're concerned with or struggling with, make sure that that is subconscious, downloaded, automatic before you move on to trying to gain little tiny bits of time. And when you do it, the reminder is it should just feel slightly uncomfortable. It shouldn't feel completely out of control. Great question. If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, you can do so on Spotify and Apple Music. If you want to send in your own video submission, you can join us in the Moto Academy family inside of the Moto Academy app by just going to themotoacademy.com. That's also where you can sign up for a class. Okay, guys, see you next episode.